Perry, I'm not any kind of an official spokesman for the people of Texas, but as an unofficial spokesman, welcome to Texas. It's so good to have you here. A real thrill to have you and the whole group here.
Well, thanks, Bobbie. We're getting a big kick out of putting our show together here at the State Fair Auditorium. It's a little problem, but we work it out somehow, you know.
Listen, I want to say that's the calmest network TV rehearsal I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you're looking at a bunch of old people working. You know what happens.
Dorothy Provine isn't going to like
Oh,
this.
no. I take that back. No, we don't. What we do is really not earth-shaking, so we just kind of take it easy.
Well,
we hope it turns out well, of course.
It's shaping up beautifully, and the part that I was enjoying very much, of course, was your bit with the Texas Boys Choir there.
Aren't they something?
They really are.
They are magnificent. I not only appreciate their talents as singers, you know, because a youngster has a beautiful voice anyway. You know, they just loud all the time and good. But the fact that they're such little gentlemen is more impressive than their voices, and their voices, very, as I say, are very good.
I know this is the comment that's been floating around the hall there as I've been watching what was going on, the discipline of the boys. And, you know, Perry, I think the local people, when they see the boys in this show, they're in for some surprises, too.
I think so.
I don't think they've seen them do this type of thing before.
I know they do a lot of concert, make tours, you know, they travel around the country. But you get a chance to see the faces, and oh, what faces.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, you know.
Speaking of faces, that's a marvelous tan you have. This is Max Factor au natural.
No. This is high blood pressure.
Well, whatever it is.
Or dirt, you know. I've been here all day. This may be a little dirty. It look greasy out there. You always use these lights so strong?
For an assignment like this, we do, Perry. Now,
It's like you're going to have an operation or something.
Yeah, that's Dr. Kildare looking.
You know what this looks like, Bob? This looks like color television. Is it color?
Well, actually, we are a color show, Perry.
Oh.
But when we travel like this, we shoot it in black and white. But normally,
Well, these are the kind of lights you use in color. I mean, they're, I guess, about 5 times as powerful as they are in black and white. You know?
Yeah. You know, speaking of color, when you are in color, I think that next to the peacock, you're the greatest thing in color. Is that all right to say that?
Oh, boy.
You consider that a compliment?
I don't. I was going to tell you were very attractive, but now if I do that, they'll think we're kind of blowing.
Yeah, we're patronizing on that. No,
but you
listen,
are.
Thank you, Perry. Listen, we mentioned Dorothy Provine. I haven't seen any of her rehearsals, but I've seen her work, and she's a great one, too.
She's working hard. In fact, last week during rehearsals, she kind of tore one of her main muscles in the back of her leg, but she seems to be all right. Very nice gal. She's not only attractive, but she's a hard worker. And if you say 8-hour rehearsal, she rehearses 10. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have Russ Tamblyn, who is an exciting kind of a dancer, and a nice gentleman, and, of course, my little old favorite, Jimmy Durante. He's something.
Isn't it a thrill to watch this guy work?
I've been around the business for about 200 years. And I have never met anybody quite like Jimmy Durante. But he doesn't look like he's in the business. You know, we in the business are supposed to have old temperament and be a little jealousy. Little things happen. But this character is a real character, and I say that affectionately because he is, like an old shoe salesman. And he talks, and you don't even know he's in the business. And I love him.
And he's, one of the greatest in the business.
He's been around quite a few years, you know.
Yes, he has. Listen, Perry, what about the future shows? Now, how many more of these traveling deals do you do?
Well, we're doing 7. This is our 3rd. We started in Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Dallas. Our next show is in Los Angeles. I think we have Lena Horne and Dean Martin there. Then we do a show in New Orleans, Mickey Rooney and a few people. And then we do a show in Minneapolis and Chicago. Then I'm through for the season.
And then what about next season?
I don't know. I got to cut it down from 30 to 7, and next season I may try to get it down to about 2. I enjoy this. It's just as hard getting into a routine doing 7 as it is 30. Because I've never had 7 weeks off in my life, So now all of a sudden you start saying, what am I going to do with myself? You know, as a whole. But I've had about 25 years of it. And I think once this job starts to become a chore and you get a little, you know, you start to feel a little aggravated. At my age, you know, you do get a little grumpy here and there. So when you start to get a little, when you start to get a little edgy or something, it's time to cut down, you know. And I'm very happy that our sponsors, may I mention the names?
Please do.
Kraft. You all know Kraft. They're very nice. They accepted my deal to do 7, and we have this film, color films. I think it's sort of an anthology series, and interesting. And they're happy. I'm happy, and we've got a happy group.
Now, there's just one more thing I have to cover because I would disappoint a lot of people if I didn't ask how the golf is coming.
Well, I tell you, I've been down at the house. We have a little place down in Florida, and my daughter goes to school with me. And I've become a fish bug. You know, I love to fish.
Now, this is something new I hadn't heard of.
Yes, if I had my choice, it'd be a toss-up between fishing.
Deep sea fishing, or?
Not especially, no. I like to fish pompano or blues or I don't like that big stuff. I went out a couple of times and you grab something and God, you can't tell whether you got an old piano stool or whatever it is coming up. No, I like the little fishing. In fact, my favorite fishing is trout. We get a small line, about a half-pound test line, and have some fun. Yeah. That's when you start to work with those, you know, marlin.
I like the kind of fishing you can do with one hand. Preferably the left one, since I'm right.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. Just
leave the other hand free, you know, for other things.
And in fact, the biggest fish I ever caught was about, a couple of 100 pounds, but it was just plain work, you know. Yeah. No fun. You can't eat it. This way you get a little trout or a little blue or a pompano. It's fun.
Perry, you're a great fun. And again, many, many
thanks.
You're very sweet to do
Thanks,
this.
And thank you for waiting around here.
It was my pleasure. You know, I could wait another 6 hours.
And I hope your viewers will watch the show.
I hope so, too. It's since this will run, we're doing this Wednesday afternoon. We kid you not about anything. So the show then is tonight at 9 o'clock on NBC and Channel 5. Thank you, Perry. You're a real gal.
My pleasure.